In this tutorial, I show you how to create water statue from specific poses, and obviously these statues would look a lot better if the resolution was higher, but you'll need a really good PC for that. This is just to demonstrate how it works. And the end result of what I'll do today, camera angle isn't the best, but it's something like this. Frame 100 and then frame 120. And you can create all sorts of unique water statues. Let me show you how to make water statues quickly through animations. First thing, select the default cube, press tab to go into edit mode, press G to grab, Z to lock it to the Z axis and press 1. Then press tab to go into object. Once you've done that, click and then press tab to go into object mode, press S5. And then next thing I'm going to do is press S, Y, just make it a little bit bigger like that, and then press Control, because this isn't all on one, Control A, scale, and this is now the default, which is perfect. Press tab, press wireframe mode, and once you've done that, we can now upload our file, import FBX file, and I'm going to use the Samba dancing one. You can find your rigs here at Maximo. The characters are free, and all these different animations are free. Like there are presets you can use by default, which is great for learning. So check them out. It's free, cost you nothing. This is not a sponsored ad. It's just what I'm using for this tutorial. Once your character is loaded in, we can scale this character up. I'm quite happy with that. Let's make sure, let's scale it down just a bit. Let's make sure the character fits. And we're just going to press spacebar to play the animation to make sure that no part of this character steps outside of the animation. I think it's good. I think we're good. Right. Now that we've got our two most important components, let's press numpad 1. Let's select the domain again, and now we're going to go to physics properties, fluid, domain, change gas to liquid. You really want the resolution as high as possible. If you have a potato PC, try doing it on 100 just so you know. But if you've got a decent PC, ramp it up to 300 to 500 should be really, really good. I'm going to use 150 in this example. Yes, I do have a potato PC, and I probably won't render it out at that, but it is what it is. Turn on mesh. It'll take a little while to, if you've got a slow PC like mine, for it to register, and scroll down, and now we want to change this to all and make it resumable. And then we want to scroll down to field weights. Importantly, we have to make gravity 0. I'm happy with everything here. It's looking good. Also, it looks like the feet aren't touching, which is great. So now we're going to select this body over here, open this up, click on this peasant girl, click on the physics properties, go to fluid, go to flow, and we have to change this to liquid and change this to inflow. Once you've done that, you can also increase this sampling substeps for a much better result. You can over here. Right, so the first thing you want to do is, it's all about keyframing if you want these statues. So let's say you want your first statue to come out. Let's press play and decide based on how it looks. Let's press play. Let's go back to 100. Let's make 100 a statue. And the way we do that, we go to 100. We click on flow, use flow. Then we go over here and we go to 101. And we deselect use flow and we tick. But then we also need to go back to, let's say 99. Deselect this, tick. And then we probably have to go back all the way to frame 1, deselect and tick. And by just doing that, let's quickly go back to over here to our domain. Let's create a new collection just so that things are clear, because we're only dealing with one domain and one flow in this example. And create a new collection called, oh come on, delete that, domain, deselect that, new collection, flow, and let's take this character into flow so you know that what is what. This peasant girl needs to be in here as well. There we go, that's nice and neat. As usual, garbage, our domain, and our flow. Right, the thing we want to go to is our domain, and what we can do before we do a long bake, we can change this just for the time being to modular. We can scroll up to the top here and click bake data. I will see you once the bake is complete or past 100. Maybe at 120 I'll stop. Alright, so now if we press play and we watch this animation go, at frame 100, we'll see a water statue emerge based on that specific pose. And just to speed things up, I'm going to pause this. I'm going to jump to frame 95, and I'm going to press play. There you see it, and because we turned gravity off, it stays still. However, we left some features on so that you can still make water, other meshes or particles interact with this liquid if you wanted to. Hence, some of the knees are moving forward there. But I kind of prefer that because it adds, I don't know, some sort of level of realism to the water where it's not constrained to this body, but it's moved because of the character that moved forward. So I quite like that. And you can keep doing this. You can say, you know what, at 129, I want to click on your character again, which is the flow, and all you need to do is say, you know what, I don't want to use the flow at 129, I'm just going to keyframe this, then I'm going to go to 130, turn this on, keyframe it, and then you want to go to 131, the very next keyframe, deselect that and key it on. And once again, the only way you're going to see that is if you bake it out, which we all know. Alright, so let's press play and just take a quick look to see how it looks. And at 100, we get the first statue. Then the character moves forward. And these statues, the quality will be a lot better if you've got a higher resolution. That's crucial. And somewhere around here, there'll be a second statue around about now. 130, there we go. And if you, yeah, so that's pretty much how you create the stage, this phase water statue effect. And I'm going to do the final render now, put it at the beginning of the video, but please don't forget to like and subscribe. And one of the last things I did in the render settings, which is quite important, from frame 1 all the way up to 99, where the animation, the water animation hasn't taken place yet, I clicked on this, I opened up disable in render, and I went to frame 1, and I deselected that, and with my mouse hovered over here, I pressed I, and then I went to frame 99, made sure this was deselected, and pressed I again, and then when I went to frame 100, I turned it on, hovered my mouse on it, and I pressed I to tell it to activate the keyframe to start rendering it from there onwards out. And that's about it. Please don't forget to like and subscribe.